Hi everyone, this is Rabbi Adam from Base Miami. We all know the story of Hanukkah, of the Greeks and the Maccabees and the oil that lasted 8 days. And when we come together and when we celebrate, we light the candles to commemorate the 8 days of oil. And we eat the donuts, sufganiyot, the jelly donuts, all to commemorate the miracles of the historical moment of the Greeks and the Maccabees. There's a fascinating narrative that exists in both the Babylonian Talmud and the Jerusalem Talmud that kind of presents and provides an outlook and a perspective into the holiday of Hanukkah that predates that historic moment of the Greeks and the Maccabees. I'm always drawn to and fascinated by times and texts within our tradition that focus on the idea of seasonal change. And that's kind of what this narrative does. What the narrative is it says that when Adam and Eve were primordial Adam and Eve, before existence, before time as we know it, when Adam and Eve experienced the seasonal change of the winter solstice, when they saw that the days were getting shorter and the nights were getting longer and the seasons were getting colder, they said to each other, this is God reverting the world back to before Tohu Vavohu. This is God undoing creation. And this must be because we did something wrong, and this is the end of the world. And out of fear and concern, they instituted this holiday where they were going to fast and repent and do all these different things in the hope that this would change God's mind. And what then they experienced that the days were getting longer and the nights were getting shorter and the seasons were getting warmer. And they instituted an 8-day festival during that time. Both the Talmud Yerushalmi and the Talmud Bavli go on to explain the evolution of those holidays, how they turned into the pagan holidays of Calendra and Saturnalia. Not really so relevant, but those are the evolution of the holidays. And much later, in Jewish history, we experience the narrative of the story of Hanukkah, where we institute our own holiday and we light the candles and we do everything that we do for Hanukkah. But what these two narratives, with these two texts, these two sugyot, these two pieces of rabbinic text in the Gemara, both in the Yerushalmi and the Bavli, they present and they provide a fascinating insight into who we are as a people, which is, and what Hanukkah is actually a little bit about, beyond the military victory and the political victory of the story of Hanukkah, which is this recognition and realization of seasonal change. And during this time, which happens to work out very well in terms of the winter solstice this year, but during this time of darkness and this time when the days are shorter and the nights are longer, we don't really so much experience this in Miami, but in the rest of the northern hemisphere, we experience a much colder season. There's this idea of wanting to be inside and wanting to be away from people and cozy up, and there's this fearfulness that exists just with this seasonal darkness. And what do we do during that time of the darkness? We light candles, and we bring light and we bring warmth into this time when the rest of the world is experiencing, or the rest of our community is experiencing darkness and coldness. And that's who we are at the heart of our people. Our role and our goal and our task is to provide light, to be an Or LaGoyim, to bring light and warmth and joy to our surroundings. So with this Hanukkah, may we all come together and experience joy and warmth and family and friends and all the good things that we have to celebrate, and remember and recognize not only the historic moment of the Greeks and the Maccabees surviving and overthrowing the Greeks, but also take a moment to recognize the beauty in nature and the power and the awesomeness of seasonal change. Chag Sameach.